Don't play with it, don't play with it, don't play with it, don't play with it.
What's up, y'all? So I'm sorry if y'all hear my son upstairs. I came down here because I don't know, I just wanted the fresh scenery to go over something really quick. I want to talk about retention. This is for either beginner nail techs or nail techs that want to learn how to stop lifting. So as you see, I wrote out something very creative because I wanted to make sure that I keep y'all attention. So we gonna work with what we got right now. So if you cannot see anything, do not worry about it. I'm gonna go over it anyway, step by step. All right. So like I said, this is gonna be a very quick video because I do have more information for you in the ebook, the nail bonding blueprint that you can purchase at nailsbelit.com. Okay. All right. So retention. I want to talk about the importance of retention because retention equals repeated clients and the most important thing for everybody, repeated coins. Okay. So if a client trusts you wholeheartedly, they don't mind spending however much you charge for your nail services. This is the tricky part. A lot of clients that I had in the past that were new clients at one point, they did complain about the price from a previous nail tech that they went to, all because, and I always hear this, oh, she does a very, or they do a very good job. They did a very good job, but my nails started popping off like 5 days later, 2 days later, 3 days later. So I just want to talk about that for a moment. The importance of making sure that you get your retention down pat. Because like I said, whatever price you charging, people don't mind spending their money whenever they want something, but do they trust the product? And you are selling them a product. Yes, it's a service, but you're still selling yourself as the product, right? All right. So on this side, I talked about the lifting nails. Okay. This is where I started at one point in time. I've been doing nails for 11 years and I learned a lot throughout experience. And I'm going to say this, we didn't have all of this like when I first started. So the fact that you guys have different, and I'm sorry if y'all hear my son. The fact that you guys have different ways of learning to become an expert in your field or your niche, it means a lot. So please nowadays take advantage of that. All right. So when it comes to the lifting nails, yes, baby. No. Sorry, y'all. Being a mother. Being a mother, and I'm a good mother. Okay. So I want to talk about the lifting nails part. So this is going to be our client. As you see, it's a sad face. Why is it a sad face? Because she had lifted nails. It looked cute, but for 2 days. Remember, I said there in the beginning that a lot of y'all do very good work. Your work just do not last. And that's where that's the only issue. And it's all about the technique, right? So, no retention, you lose clients, you just lost. You just lost a potential client. You lost potential coins because, like I said, if a client really trusts what you're selling, they don't mind spending over $100 for their nails. All right, y'all. Sorry. Where was I? Oh yeah. If you get this down packed, it's all about skill. There's no difference between you and I'm not lucky. So whatever certain things you have in your head about you not becoming that successful nail tech where you can quit your job, you can make a successful living off your nail game because it is possible. It's so much money in the nails, and it's not just about the money, but it's a lot of promising paths you can take when it comes to doing nails. So please know it's room for everybody to grow. And we all have to start somewhere, right? All right. So let's move over to the happy client. This client is happy. Why? Because you perfectly bonded her nails, meaning she don't have to worry about seeing you or sitting in your chair again for a month or two out, sometimes 3. I have a couple of clients that last 3 months, some last 2, and some last a month. It really just depends also on that client's growth when it comes to how quickly their nails grow. It is very important. I want y'all to understand that. All right. And the reason that her nails were perfectly bonded is because she had strong retention. That nail tech did a very good job. She took her time on her prep game and made sure everything clutch. All right. So, guess what happened after this happy client left for the first time? Because these are 2 new clients. This one was not happy because their nails did not last. And I'm going to say this really quick. You're not going to be able to please everybody that's sitting in your chair. I have run across clients that me and that client, we just don't mesh. That is okay. It's so many people in the world. You haven't even touched your service yet with your nail business. So don't give up. Don't. You have to feel your way through this thing to figure out what type of clients you want. Low paying clients? Do you want high end, luxury, classic client? Like it's so many different avenues, like I said. So, but it comes from experience. It comes from learning, building up your confidence, and knowing what you want. But the only way you can know what you want and want to attract is going through this and learning the curves. Okay. All right. So the happy client, let's get back to her. She's a new client. She's happy. She bragging about you in the right way, telling everybody like my nail tech nails, whatever she did, I'm coming back. And she made sure I had a client. I did her. It was my second time doing her last weekend. Do you not know that she told me that, girl, I bragged about you the whole time at work. I bragged because not only did my nails last, but they look good. But she said her main concern was the lasting of the nails. She loved them. She even said, whatever you selling, I'm trying to get that every single time. So not only did I gain a new client, but I also gained trust from that new client. I also gained momentum. She's happy, meaning she is telling everybody that she can. Oh my gosh, let me tell y'all about this nail tech. I'm back. Okay, I had to get my son together. All right, so um, yeah. Not only did you gain her trust, you gained momentum in your business. You also gained more confidence because you understand the assignment, which is whatever I did to her nails. Oh, I know I'm a beast. Oh, if I did this with her, imagine how many other clients I can make happy, right? So you gain what? A loyal client and steady income. Because guess what? There's no limitations when it comes to a loyal client until your time is up. Because I have met so many beautiful people. I had over 500 clients within this time span of me doing nails. Real quick story, really quick. Me and my son, we was at this store. We was at the farmer's market like a couple of months ago. And this girl, like, well, I'm not gonna call her a girl. She was a lady. She was a woman. She was like, "It is you." And I looked at her because for one, if you know me, you know Key need glasses, okay? And I'm working on this, so don't judge me. Don't even worry about that part. I'm good. Anyway, I stared at her for a second. She was like, "You don't even remember me, do you?" And I looked at her again. I was like, "Oh, hey," but I didn't remember her name. But I definitely remember her face. And she walked up to me. She hugged me. She said, "You used to do my nails back when you first moved down here. You did a very good job." She didn't have no nails on, so that also let me know that she doesn't get her nails done. And it could be a job, it could be religious reasons. It's different type of reasons why people don't or people stop coming to you to get their nails done. It's not always because they are not happy with your services. That's not always the case. But anyway, um she was like, "Oh, look at you. You're a mother now." She said, "I'm just so happy for you." And, that meant so much to me because you're not going to make everybody happy because you're a villain in somebody's story out here, right? But for the most part, I could say my name, how I treated people, people will never forget how you treat them no matter how many years. And that had to at least be I want to say 9 years ago. She never forgot the experience. So remember that as well, because we're going to go over customer service too. Like I said, that's important. All right. So y'all see the little money bag I drew. It's not perfect, but y'all catch my drift. When you got stacks of money, what bag is perfect? Okay. Anyway, so the key points that we need to look at when it comes to the retention, we need to, one, push back cuticles. Two, etch the nail plate or etch the nail plate. And what that means is like using a sanding bit to like create tiny grooves. I call it, when I teach classes, I call it the ashy effect. I like to get the nail plate as ashy as possible, because if that nail plate is ashy as possible, baby, you on to something, okay? It ain't going nowhere. Um, the third thing is dehydrate, which can be any type of dehydrator that you can order from Amazon or go to your local nail supply store. But if you do not want a dehydrator, dehydrators is nothing but alcohol. So you can also spray alcohol on there. You can rub alcohol on there. It's the same exact thing, just a fancier name. Prime correctly. Now, when it comes to prime correctly, I'm going to give a quick story really quick. Prime correctly. Let me tell you. Some years ago, me and this client, she was a new client. We talked for a long time. Like, that's all we did was talk. I was just doing her nails, just going with the flow, right? I started putting acrylic on, and I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot to put the primer on. I forgot to put the primer on the left side. And I remember telling her, I said, girl, she said, you know what? Don't worry about it. I said, no, but I don't want your nails to pop off. She was like, well, if they do, I'll just let you know. When I tell y'all, so one of her hands was primed and the other wasn't. Because y'all know when y'all talk as a nail tech, you get distracted sometimes and you skip steps without even realizing. But when I tell y'all, I did not see her until a month and a half later, and all of her nails, all 10 nails was on. So what does that tell me? I did the first 3 steps very good. Primer, mm, uh, primer is kind of iffy. I don't even think it's a correct way to prime, because it's still a part of prep. So even if you just add like a thing of primer, like the brand I use is Mia Secret. So you can add Mia Secret. I love Mia Secret because it has like a real sticky layer. So I know that also helps, but yeah, really your main concern is the first 3 steps, okay? I mean, the fourth is important as well, but it's not as important as the first 3. And also, the last step, build with intention, which is the apex placement. Which is, if you're a beginner nail tech, the apex placement is this right here. Right in the middle. Basically, where your natural nail starts and right when that nail tip starts. That is the apex area. And that's the main area, for real, the main area that really is important when you put acrylic on nails. All right, you guys. So if this was helpful, like I said, this was going to be very short, very simple, because who want to sit through an hour video talking about retention? We're not doing that, and I'm not teaching an hour about retention. If you want more information on this, like I said, go ahead and purchase the ebook, the nail bonding blueprints. Make sure them nails last, because I promise you they will last. You can't, you will not lose with this stuff. I promise you. I'm an expert at this field now. So I hope I helped y'all. Also, please make sure you share, subscribe, comment. And like I said, I really hope that this helped you guys out. Bye bye.